Hi, I'm Scott. Welcome back to Synth Stuff. Today we are going to be comparing the original Roland SH-101 with the Behringer clone MS-1. Coming up. The SH-101 is a classic synthesizer released by Roland in 1982, sold for only 4 years. It was a commercial failure. It was a little bit expensive at the time, $495 in 1982. That was a lot of money for what it was, just a simple monophonic synth. Roland was kind of marketing it to those musicians that couldn't afford top-end synthesizers, so it was like the everyman synth, and they were marketing it as also a keytar. It came with a keytar grip that you can screw onto the side that gives you pitch bend and modulation. Despite that, it was a commercial failure, and after 4 years, Roland discontinued it. Then comes the 1990s, when all the young house producers have no money and they are buying up all the cheap, unloved synthesizers from the 1980s, including SH-101, and because of the unique sound of the filters, well, both the oscillators and the filters of the SH-101, it became the sound of house music in the 1990s, and the demand skyrocketed for these things. Today, they're still between $1,500 and $2,000 for a good example. And when you compare that to the Behringer clone of the SH-101, which you can have for $200, 1/10 of the price. Are they the same? Not really, no, they're not. The sound is pretty much the same. It's very, very close. The features are definitely different. The Roland SH-101 does have a very simple step sequencer and arpeggiator. MS-1, of course, has both of those, but it has more features, including multiple storage of different sequences. It has an FM built into it, far more capable arpeggiator and sequencer. You can alter the gate and tempo of it. It has MIDI. You can use it as over USB. So some extra goodies that Behringer added to their version of the SH-101. But when it comes down to it, how does it sound? Because that's what really matters. Yes, you can play with extra arpeggios and more full-featured sequencers, but if it doesn't sound the same, what good is it? So I'm going to do a comparison. We'll build a few different sounds on each of these and see how close we can get the Behringer to sound like the original. The first one is a sound, it's probably still going to be on here because this is one I did a while ago. Okay, it is. So this is a sound that I created for a song a little while ago, and as there is no patch storage on either of these, you get what you get in terms of what the controls are set to. So whatever it was last used for is the sound that you get today. This was a bass sound that I created, or something like that. I don't exactly remember how the bass line went, but I am going to make one quick note in that the Behringer MS-1, which has been sitting underneath a cover here in my studio for months because I didn't really know what to do with it, I didn't pay for it. I got it as a review unit and never actually did a review on it because there wasn't anything I had to say about this that I hadn't already done on the SH-101. And by the way, if you want to see the in-depth video I did on the SH-101 where I actually disassemble and restore this and add the Tub-a-Tuck upgrade and all kinds of other stuff, I'll put a link to that video up here. So the sound is fairly close. I think the resonant is... The tuning is slightly off. It's almost like... I'd say the SH-101 has more low end to it. It's a stronger signal. Maybe I need to reduce the decay. Close the frequency. I mean, it's close. It's really close. I'm not going to say that it's exactly the same, but it's very, very close. If you weren't really, really familiar with the SH-101 sound, I don't think you would be able to know the difference between the two. All right, so let's come up with a different sound. We'll use the square wave with a sub oscillator. We'll add some noise in there. All right, so there's a sound. Let's duplicate that over here. One thing I do notice that as this is heating up, its tuning is going out more and more. I've had to keep bumping the tune up in order to keep it in tune to this one. This one is just left right where it was. If I turn on the Juno, we can then test it against the Juno, which has a digitally controlled oscillator. Yeah, it's the original SH-101 that's out of tune, so not surprising. It is an analog synthesizer. It needs to be calibrated every so often. This one's using modern surface mount components. This one's using through-hole components from 1982, so not surprising that this one goes out of tune. That said, the sounds. Pretty much identical. I don't really hear much of a difference there at all. So let's try that one more time. We'll create a different sound again on the SH-101. All right, so there's the third one that I created. A much snappier envelope, a little bit of noise in behind it, and this one's a little too much resonance. Once again, sounds pretty much identical to me. I don't really hear a difference. To me, for everyday use, 100% I would use the MS-1 in place of the SH-101. There have been times when I've created a sound on the SH-101 that I have not been able to get on here, and I don't remember what it was. It might have been just I wasn't programming it right. Maybe I got a parameter wrong or something. But it has happened where I had something and it just had a low-end warmth or something to it that was specific to the SH-101 that I was unable to duplicate in here, and I wish I remembered what that sound was, because I would do that for you now. But for $200, you can't go wrong with a Behringer MS-1. It sounds good, and if you go out, you could take this and play it live. Not in a million years would I take this $2,000 SH-101 vintage synth out and play it live. This thing, if you drop it and break it, oh well, it's $200. Not to mention that, as you've seen here, I've had to continually retune the SH-101 as it warms up and goes out of tune. Have not had to do this with this one. It's been about a year since I did a calibration on the SH-101. I may have to take it apart, and it may be time to do a recalibration on it. That said, if you're thinking about buying an SH-101 and you just never even considered a Behringer MS-1 because it's a Behringer, hey, you know what? Give it a second look. Not only does it sound pretty much identical, you get a bunch of extra features in here that you don't get on the SH-101. Now, the SH-101 I have has a tub-a-tuck upgrade, and once again, if you look at that video that I posted where I did the upgrade, I'll talk about all the extra stuff that you get in the SH-101 when you do that upgrade. Many of those features are actually in the MS-1 as well. So it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen the other. That said, if you're looking for the SH-101, MS-1 definitely should be on your consideration list. And if you're playing live all day long, MS-1, never take your SH-101 live because it'll get stolen or broken. They're 40 years old, the plastic's getting brittle, they're too valuable. I hope if this video was entertaining and of some use. If you like it, please click like. Subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out when you do that. And if you have any questions, comments, or corrections, anything I missed, please leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.